Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker, and can I thank the Minister for advance sight of his statement. Critical minerals are indeed vital to our national security. In submarines, in missiles, jet fighters and radars, we need critical minerals for our national defence. Critical minerals in electric vehicles and wind turbines are also vital in our clean energy generation. But, Madam Deputy Speaker, it's striking that the government's critical minerals strategy doesn't mention China once. Despite the fact that China, which has built almost a global monopoly on processing, recently imposed export licence requirements on 7 rare earth elements: samarium, gadolinium, terbium, dysprosium, lutetium, scandium and yttrium. Could the Minister say whether his department has made any assessment on China's dominance in the critical minerals market and whether the government considers them a threat? This UK critical minerals strategy document also seems to have been written in a bit of a rush. It's sloppy, it's riddled with spelling mistakes, it has inconsistent statistics and errors in geography. Why should industry trust a government that cannot even proofread? For instance, according to the Cobalt Institute, current global demand is 200,000 tonnes and is set to grow by 14% a year. This means that by 2030, the global demand for cobalt is forecast to be 438,000 tonnes. But in the government's document, UK domestic demand is 636,000 tonnes in 2030. So could the Minister kindly proofread the document and place a corrected version of the whole strategy in the library? The strategy recognises the impact that high energy prices have had on the critical minerals industry. But under Labour, Madam Deputy Speaker, our energy bills are up. Why doesn't the government just adopt our cheap power plan to cut electricity bills by 20%? And oil and gas are key inputs in the production of critical minerals. What impact does the Minister believe this government's policy of closing down the North Sea will have on domestic critical mineral production? Under Labour, Madam Deputy Speaker, foreign direct investment into this country has fallen to an all-time low. How does the government expect to build a critical minerals industry if no one is investing? So can the Minister today rule out any tax rises heading towards this industry on Wednesday? The National Insurance Jobs Tax and the Unemployment Bill are set to cost the critical minerals industry £50 million, exactly the same figure as the funding the government has pledged today. The Chancellor's job tax and the 330-page job-killing employment rights bill are costing businesses £1,000 per worker, and there's a total of 50,000 people employed in this critical minerals industry. So is this a recognition from the Minister that the government's tax rises are crippling British industry? In summary, Madam Deputy Speaker, the first duty of any government is to keep our country safe. Refreshing the critical minerals strategy is an essential part of that mission, but does the Minister agree that given the scale of global competition and the risks of supply chain disruption, there's still a great deal of work to do to ensure Britain is secure in the critical minerals we need for our future?